Hello, Test Pilot Monkey here, and today we're going to be playing this game, but I want to just restart it just to show you something here. This is on the Pico-8. Now, the Pico-8 is what they call a fantasy console, so it's not. Well, basically, the idea is you have emulators for consoles which once existed, and this is kind of like an emulator for a console which never existed, but if you get into explaining it gets complicated, but it's an interesting idea. So this is on the Pico-8. I'm actually playing this on the website. I can link to that in the description here. Yeah, this is Combo Pool, and I'm just going to have a go at this. Let's go for normal difficulty here. This kind of explains how it works, but you'll see it as it goes on. So I've got this thing which I can fire. Let me just turn the volume up a little bit, you might want to hear some volume. You've got these balls at the bottom which you can fire off, and you can see that it's kind of like the same colour as this one that I'm aiming at here. So if I shoot that, it merges, and then if other ones touch, like these two, yep, they merge into the next colour up. So what you got to do is kind of bounce things around and knock things into each other so that... Ooh, missed that one. But is that one going to link? Yep, there we go. Yeah, so bounce things around, knock the colours into each other so that they go up to the next colour. And you've kind of got a limit on how many balls you can have on the screen. You can see this red bar at the top. If I start firing off too many balls into the area, you see the red bar goes down. And so that you've got to kind of keep that so that the red bar doesn't go down too much, otherwise you lose the game. And you can do combos like that so that oh, didn't hit another one. Is it going to hit this one over here? Oh, no, got it, cool. So yeah, and then you just basically keep this up whilst trying not to end the game. It kind of gets obviously interesting later on because you're getting more and more of these balls on the screen, and they kind of start getting in each other's way and knocking the ones that you want out of the way or blocking them. So it's quite an interesting little game. And there's different difficulty levels, as you saw at the start. There's also an endless mode as well, which should be fairly self-explanatory. In this there's a goal to get to, but also in the endless version there isn't. Are you going to knock into each other? Cool. There we go. You can see by the red bar at the top I'm doing reasonably well at the moment. And yeah, this is the game as it is. I mean, it's a fairly basic idea, but you know that's good with some games. You know, it's good to have quick little games you can play and you know, pick up and put down when you have the time to do so. Plus, obviously, I play or like to go back and play the games from like the older systems, like Repton and such. And this kind of, you know, these browser games and stuff like that, so it kind of helps, or kind of goes back to that time when, you know, games were a little bit simpler, and you know, you didn't have to spend, you know, 48 hours just completing one game, and that there was just like a simple little idea like this. And that's part of the kind of goal of having things like the Pico-8. What you don't necessarily see here is it has certain restrictions. Obviously you can see there's certain restrictions on the graphics here, that's actually enforced within the engine, so you can't get more complicated graphics than this, and that's by design, so that you don't spend all the time working on, you know, fancy graphics, and you just kind of go with what works for the game. There's also restrictions on sound effects and the actual amount of code you can put in, because I think, at least I've looked at another one, I think it's called a TIC-80, TIC-80, and that you can program in things like JavaScript and such, but which obviously wasn't a language you could use on older consoles or computers, but they have a certain limit of how many, you know, megabytes or lines of text you can use to program your game. So yeah, everything has a certain restriction on it. So I've looked at the inside workings of the TIC-80 more than the Pico-8, and that actually has a memory mapping in it. So it has kind of like a virtual memory location, so that you can kind of potentially do strange things by referencing memory locations rather than the actual graphics or code or whatever. But yeah, that gets into more complicated kind of things. I'm getting a lot of these darker balls on the screen there. Try and get rid of some of those. And obviously my goal now is to try and get the pink ones together. And ooh, can I clip it? No. Try again. There we go. Now it's a lighter pink. And then you have to build it up again to get. Ooh, dear me. Yeah, this is when it starts to get a bit awkward. As I said, as you can see, there's less balls on the screen than there was a little while ago. But if you're not careful, then you can get too many, and it just gets a bit chaotic. You can see you can kind of manage them a bit and merge the colours together when possible. And this really isn't going so well at the moment. Right. Yeah, this is starting to get a bit full. It started flashing up a warning if you saw that. It's saying too many balls on the screen. Sort this out. Can I do a trick shot here? Bounce that one off, that one off? No, I can't. I wanted to knock those two together by hitting that one, but that didn't quite work out. Are those going to knock together? Come on. Ah, never mind. And that didn't work the way I'd intended it, but it worked out eventually anyway, so that's good. Ooh. Yeah, that went slightly wonky there. Okay, can those go together? They're kind of slightly creeping their way together a bit, but we're going to have to try and encourage them a bit. Oh dear, missing. Okay, this is not working out the way I'd intended it to. Hang on. No! Yeah, no. That's very close there. Let's try and reduce the amount of balls on screen here. Oh, that did not work. Right. So I've got another pink one here, so I'll have to get another yellow one. Right, that one's kind of in the way there, so let's try and nudge it out of the way. Okay, we've got an orange now. Another orange. Are you going to be nice and... No, you're not. Okay. So close, but not close enough. Okay, let's just try and disrupt everything, knock them all into each other, and see if that helps. Kind of. Ooh. Yeah, so it's getting a bit full up now, so let's try and get the amount of balls on screen down. Yep. That up there. Now we're going to get the yellow ones together. Let's get that one out of the corner there. Closer, 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 closer. And the pink. And then we get that pink and the other pink together, or the pink that we make, and then the lighter pink that's already on the board together after that. Oh, here we go. This is not what I wanted to do. This is not helpful now. Yeah, the warning's coming up and getting quite dangerously close to having too many balls on the screen here. Oh dear. Yeah, you two knock together. And you... Oh, okay, never mind. It's all going wrong near the end here. Come on, pink ones. So if I can get this one here, this golden one, to knock into that one, then knock into that one. I doubt my ability to make that happen, but let's try. Yeah. Okay, you upwards. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Whew. Took possibly longer than it should have, but there we go. That is combo pool, and you can see there's a few different difficulty levels as well as an endless one. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.